Hi everybody, welcome to Hero Wars, episode 87, The Grind Continues, number 17. Last night during the Midnight Tower run, I said I was going to be working on Helios, however you want to pronounce her name, and getting her to a position where she can counter Yasmin, and that's what I did. Spent a lot of time and effort on her. I got her to level 85. I went with her first skill, maxing that out. Helios directs 3 new and all existing solar spheres to the front line of an enemy team where they explode, dealing area damage. That works well and is effective and also works well on the enemy. The second one, I didn't max out, but I put some effort in. Summons an invulnerable flaming sphere, dealing damage to the nearby enemies over time for 10 seconds. So as she pops in and out over that 10-second time, it'll deal damage to her. The third one I maxed out, summons 2 protection spheres at the center of your team. So at the core of your team, these 2 spheres are there, and they're going to be protecting everybody. The spheres protect nearby allies by absorbing physical damage dealt to them. Okay, so as she's doing her critical strikes and all those hits, which deals that physical damage, those 2 spheres are going to be absorbing up to 16k, nearly 17k of that damage, giving time for counterattacks and things of that nature. So that's a big one. So I maxed that one out. And then the last one is, while the solar wind is active, which is the second one, the invulnerable flaming sphere, each time Helios allies get critically hit, right, as she's doing her critically hits, the flaming spear may damage the attacker with a fire beam. So as she hitting and is appeared, she's going to be getting damaged like 16k. So that helps. So this is like the one-on-one counter for Yasmin. Also, just think about it. Yasmin against Yasmin. Who can out Yasmin each other? That would be my first one, but I don't have her. You know, it takes a while to get her in the game. They already have her in the tower, and they use her like almost from the beginning. And now they're really ramping up the usage of her. So, got to counteract that. There's also some combinations you can do. Astroth and Corvus. I've seen that kind of work, but you got to get Corvus too, but I don't have Corvus. So right now what I have is Helios. So you find out what you have, what works the best, what's going to protect you against those critical hits, and you're going to use that. Or you're going to just try to direct as much firepower towards her. But you can't just have Helios. You have to actually put the work in to build her up like I did. I built her up pretty good on this. You know, she's at 17k. Skin wise, I put her all the way up at 35. You know, so you can see, okay, she's sometimes you see like, hey, here's the counter, but you don't see where the stats are. So here's the stats right here, 35, and then let's look at them. Okay, so what happens is Yasmin goes after the person with the weakest armor. Well, look, her armor is 3,575. I pushed her armor way up. To put that in perspective of other people's armor, of course, Isaac's armor is going to be pretty high because, you know, I did the same thing with him. But look at this, 2K, 3K. You see what I'm saying? In comparison, look, 1K. So she's not going to be hitting her directly. 1K. You see? A lot of these armors are 1K, 15, you know, 2K. As for Helios, she's not going to be, you got to make sure she's not the direct recipient of all these critical hits too. You got to make sure it's somebody else, because if Yasmin is just targeting her because she has low armor, then there's no point of even having her. That's the second part. So if you if you are using Helios as your counter, you got to make sure her armor is very high. It's higher than the rest of the team. So Yasmin is not directly targeting her. You understand? That's very vital, very important. A lot of times, like, I got Helios, but dang, Yasmin's taking her out. Yeah, because her armor is too low, and Yasmin goes after the lowest armor. Let me reiterate. I know you don't have her and you can't see it, but when you do get her, Yasmin targets the lowest armor. That's why those physical attacks, those critical hits, take them out so quick, because their armor is low. Okay, next one, glyphs. Put them all up. You're gonna see the one that I put up the highest. That's the armor. That's how I got the armor up. For the glyph, look, boom, the armor right there. But you gotta be up there though. You gotta put her at purple. She can't just be a blue. You know, she's purple +1. She has to have that purple +1 to get this armor glyph, and you max it out. Put it up there. You get as high as you can. If that's 15, that's 15. Work with that. Elements, I just put 10. But when it comes to the artifacts, you're gonna notice that Helios' first artifact is activation is armor. So I added a bunch of armor to that. You see this? Plus 5,000 activation of that armor. So boom, add an extra armor on there. And then health, magic attack, and health too, which I just kept those kind of range. But the main thing is armor. Make sure Helios' armor is able to withstand, you know, those attacks and not being the target and blunt of Yasmin attacks. So you're going to see how that works tonight. You're going to see either I'm giving you some good information because we're going to be testing it in practical application and why it is working. The main reason here is armor. Armor, 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 armor. I cannot say that enough. When those physical attacks come, you need armor. When the magical attacks come, you need magic defense. So let's look at Helios one more time. So we know the armor is good, and we have to figure, okay, what is she actually doing? She has magic attack. You see that? Magic attack. And that's pretty decent. So look at the stats for that. Physical attack is like 2,500. But the magical attack is 7K. You gotta make sure that's high. That's gonna do the most thing because her defense is gonna be armor and she's gonna have some magical defense. You see, I know you don't see her now, and that's the problem when you're fighting heroes and you don't know their stats. You don't know, you don't know until you can get them. So a lot of times the ones that are hurting you the most are the ones that you don't have yet, and you're playing around and trying to figure it out. But you can kind of get a gist of what's going on by who they're targeting. So that's why you look at the information. Who are these people targeting, and what do they have for defense, and what is low or unknown. Okay, we're at 39 now. For breakfast, I went through and completed these. I'm just going to pick up the ones. Let's see. So, and then another way to keep the tower from being so strong is slowing up the progress of your heroes too. Meaning that, as you get stronger, level 85, then they'll be at level 85. So what that means is you're still going to knock out all this, but you just don't collect these experience points. You just don't. You just leave them on the table sometimes. And I know it kind of sucks because you want to just level up, level up, level up, but not all your heroes are catching up to the level that you are. So there lies the issue right there. Your heroes aren't as strong as your level. So you may have to pull back. Definitely get these activity points. That's why I pointed out, like, hey, make sure you get a lot of exchange materials. So this case, if you don't have enough energy or you're not using it all, you can exchange these activity items and get these points. So case in point, all these experience points, I'm not gonna get until my heroes catch up. That's the other way that I've seen that work for the tower, balancing that tower out and getting the heroes caught up to the level. It's actually slowing down your team level points. That's why a lot of times the game pushes you to get more team levels, as moving and shaking and stuff. When those events are going on, get those team points. You might as well, because it's giving you other things. But if that event's not going on, the only other way that I've seen is to slow down your team progress until your team actually catches up to your heroes catch up to the team, because you're outpacing them. You're outpacing your heroes. Your team is, so far ahead that your heroes aren't there. If that makes sense. I don't know if it'll make sense to you or not, but that's what it is. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it to you. I don't know what other people are saying about it, but that's from my personal experience. Like I said, this is my personal experience. Like around level 80, I do slow down. I do slow down until I can get my heroes. Initially, those core 5 solidly, they're solid at that team level. They're solid. They're as strong as they can be. And then the next 5, almost there. They're like close, maybe five below. So if I'm at 80, the next one would be 75, and then the next one would be 70, and then 65 or something like that. If I'm at 85, then it'll be 85, and then it'll be 85, then it'll be 80, then it'll be 80, and then it'll be 75, like that. All of them will be close, because what's happening is I'm actually slowing down their experience points I'm getting for the team, and that's increasing my likelihood to beat the tower, because all of my heroes are close to the level of the team. And it takes a lot of resources to do that. And if you keep pushing and steaming ahead, it doesn't give you enough time to gain all those resources. So I need 400 and some for this, say 450. So I'll just exchange that, and it's not giving me any experience points. I wonder why the game did this, but this is the only logical explanation I would reason that the game would do this, because it knows that, it gives you an option. Like, you can slow down the team progress, but at the same time, you can still get the bennies of these glyphs that you need to improve your heroes, which improves the team. So, hey, it's an option there, and I take it. And it just took me a while to even consider this. I was like, I got to do something, because once you reach 130, you get an instant clear on the tower if you're beating the tower. If you're not beating the tower, you don't get that instant clear. And I know some people, they say, "Oh, I didn't get the instant clear right off the bat," because they had to, find a way to beat the tower. So it took them some time at the end to actually catch their team up, to catch up to the tower. So instead of doing that, what I did was I catch the team up before I even get to level 130. So I don't even have that issue, for the most part. I had it the first 2 times, but once I figured this out, I stopped having that problem, So I don't know, it's just an option there. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying this is something you can do. And, from my experience, it works. It just works. Slow down your team a little bit until they can actually catch up to the team. And that's it. See, I'm able to get all these activities. I'm able to get them. able to get these ruins, and I didn't push my my team experience up. So it's still right here, 333 at 21. So it got a while. So I don't do this for too long. I just do this like maybe 2 or 3 days, and then I go ahead and catch them again, and then I do the same thing again. It's not like I'm doing this like for like a week. Nah, it's just like 2 days, 2 or 3 days out of the week. I'll do it. I'll just say, hey, I'll forego these team experience points because they give you gold too, but sometimes it's a juice worth the squeeze. And then this during this time too, you know, sometimes I don't even do the exchange. I just leave that there and keep my 20 emeralds and stack those up. So that gives me extra 60 emeralds that I could use for something else too. But I just did it today just to show you that, hey, you know, I'm just going to leave these on the table. I'm still going to collect the energy. Best believe that. I'm going to collect that energy. I'm going to get that 180. That's 180 free energy. But am I going to take the team points right now? No, I'm not. Plus, I got some gold right here from leveling up some skins. So, got that. This is just me giving you some tidbit on how I keep the grind. Private message. If you ever consider to change skill, we would like you to play with us. I stick with my guild. What it is just you're gonna get that too. I show it to you because some people are gonna do that, but I don't have any real issues with my guild right now. Sometimes you do try to what you do. You go, it's like a talent agency. You go and you find talent. You go and find other people that are doing the same things you're doing. As far as like their activity in the game and where they're at. And then I did Astro, so notice I get 1,000 emeralds for having the golden ticket, and I get 500 emeralds from not, but total 1,500 emeralds. So I'm going to collect both of those, and that's quite a bit. Last thing I want to show you is what I've been doing here. At the end of the week, uh, in Titan Valley, they do the Hall of Fame. And during the Hall of Fame, they give you different things. So what I've been getting is these certificates, I think for the past 2 weeks. So the first time I got those 2 certificates, I went ahead and used them from Nebula when I first initially got in here. Nebula. And then all the other Nebula soulstones I got those from the heroic chest. But the other certificates the 4 I got from the last 2 weeks, I've been using those to get Sebastian. So right now I have 20 because when you buy, you get, just going to say I don't have it, you get 5 soul stones per certificate. So that's 4 certificates, 20 soul stones. So next week I will get those last 2 certificates, and I'll be able to get Sebastian. So what does Sebastian do? See, this is all they're going to show you right here. They're just going to tell you this, removes all debuffs from the allied team and conjures a shield that prevents debuffs. Increase the critical hit chance. So Sebastian with critical hit, people such as Jude and Yasmin really increases their allies and help them out. Allied critical hits deal extra pure damage. So pure damage is just, it's going to directly hit the enemy. It's not magical damage or physical damage. It's going to be pure. It's like a direct hit. Sebastian enter combat with 20%, 26% energy. So he automatically enters the combat with some of his energy already there. And that's going to be a vital part of the Osh team. And so let's go find the same thing. Let's go find Yasmin. She's going to be merchant, guild workshop, sure, valuables. Here she is right here. See, and notice Arachne's in here too. So you would have had to try to get this, and this is silver. You're not going to be at the silver. You're going to be at the bronze. So it will take you quite a while. And same thing with Jude. So getting Jude, Yasmin, Arachne, and Ziri. You know, it's like a blessing because you would have to wait so long to get these heroes. And when you get an opportunity to get them right off the bat, you take it. So fights at the front line is a warrior agility. Right here, Dance of Death. Yasmin paralyzes the last enemy who attacked her for 3 seconds. Appears behind their back, hits 7 times, and implies an assassin mark. While Dance of Death is active, no debuffs can be applied to Yasmin. So while that's active, Sebastian can't do his thing. When it ends, she returns to the previous position and continues attacking the marked enemy with basic attacks. So those are basic physical attacks. When Dance of Death is activated, Yasmin critical hit chance and dodge are increased for 10 seconds. So a lot of times you try to hit her, she's dodging all over the place. So that's very valuable. Embrace of Pain, Yasmin critical hit, poison the enemy. When poison is reapplied to a poison enemy, the duration of the poison debuff is refreshed, and the damage stacks up to 10 times. 10 times. That's a lot. Unknown Toxin blocks a portion of healing. That's the main thing. So when she hits you, you try to get healed, but you can't because it blocks portion of healing received by enemy poison by Yasmin. So your healing goes down. That's why all those things that Helios does, it kind of counteracts this by taking a lot of that damage. And then Sebastian, if he can do it, he can debuff some too. But Corvus, he's good because he kind of switches the players around in formation. He moves them around. I don't know where I don't see him right here to show it to you. I know where that's at though. So we're gonna finish off checking the mail, getting this. And this is just some information that I really wanted to share with you because I know you're like, hey, what's going on? Because you're gonna experience it too. You're gonna go and then they're gonna be putting Yasmin on like 5-6 floors and it's gonna be like a 1-person crew just wiping out your whole team. And you're going to be getting so frustrated. I know some people that actually quit playing for a while just because of that. They're like, whoa, how is this even fair? Like, I can't even get her yet, and they're using her, and I don't know what to do. So they just stop playing for a while, and they just start, doing the minimum, and then all of a sudden they can beat it. However, what they can beat is because they raised their heroes up to match their team level. So instead of raising their team, you know what I'm saying? So indirectly, they found a way around. They found the like, hey, make sure your heroes are where your team is. So that would happen. There's like, oh, now I can beat it. But then they progressed on their team level. And then, oh man, I was just doing it again. What's going on? So it's like they never found the solution to the solution. It was more of a workaround. You go check the arena again. So I'm showing you the workaround. I'm showing you the counter. I don't have the combo teams to actually show you. So that's not going to be possible until that happens. But you'll see tonight whether or not it's working or it's not working. Because, if it goes past 30 floors, then oh, okay, it works. Or we'll slow it down. I wish it had more of an information part. So on a Yasmin, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to speed those up. I'm going to have those go slower so you can actually see. So you can actually see what's going on. All right, I hope that helps a lot. I hope that you continue playing. And the tower is just not meant to be just beating all 50 floors all the time, You can't win all the time. I mean, it's part of the game to get some losses in too. And that's one way to do it. Have some heroes in there that you don't have yet that are just overpowering you. Man, you shouldn't just quit though. You should just keep trying, figuring out and getting better and stronger. So that's going to be it for this video. Just remember, Guardians, keep the Dominion safe.